This is CES Tech Talk. I'm James Kotecki, bringing you an interview that I recorded live at the C-Space studio at CES 2023. Enjoy. Hey, we're here in the C-Space studio here at CES 2023. I'm James Kotecki, and I'm joined by Megan Myungwon Lee, the chairwoman and CEO of Panasonic North America. It's an honor to have you in the C-Space studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Panasonic, I think many people have an idea or understand what Panasonic is or means, especially here at CES.
Yes.
In fact, I think you're on the cover. Panasonic is
it's
on
not me, but we are on the cover.
The concept, yes,
right,
exactly.
Right.
But how do you define the brand, the overall scope of what Panasonic North America means right now?
So Panasonic is a 100-year-old company from Japan. In US, we're here 60 years. We started as a consumer electronics company with the TVs and phones and so forth, and we still have the presence in CE area. But as of today, what we announced at CES today is all about sustainability. So one thing that we're really excited about near term is our EV battery production that we have been producing in Reno, Nevada for several years now, very successfully partnering with Tesla. Yep. We just announced 2 months ago another large factory in Kansas with $4 billion investment, which will be operating in 2025. We're also showcasing a future sustainability technology such as perovskite solar cell that can be printed.
Oh, cool.
And you can be, it can go on a wall or anywhere, very flexible. But also we are showcasing hydrogen, pure hydrogen fuel cell generator technology. Wow. That can, in the future, create a manufacturing operation to net zero. So we're really excited. Short term, long term, we have a great path for the sustainability that we can contribute to the environment that we're in.
And is the order that you just laid those things out to us kind of the order of how near term they actually are? So you're obviously currently producing the batteries.
Oh, yes.
Printing solar cells sounds like a little bit further down the road.
Yes, exactly. But we want to make sure that we're contributing right now, but also have a path for really net zero. We're committed to net zero CO2 emission by 2030. It's an ambitious, but we have very specific plans, and it already started.
And when you say that you're announcing these sustainability goals, do you want people to think of Panasonic now, first and foremost, as a sustainability company? Is that the identity that you want to recast?
We really do. Panasonic's goal has always been contributing to the society that we're in with a technology and an operation that we can give back to the community with healthy business in many different ways. I am really excited because in the past we're more of a CE company, but as of today, we have so much going on that we can really identify our company as a business that's really focused in the future, the current and future of sustainability.
And this is highly resonant with the concept of CES 2023 being human security for all. And for those who don't know, human security is this kind of umbrella concept. Includes health security, environmental security, food security, all these different sorts of things. And I imagine that Panasonic's new identity ties right into that.
Yes. So I'm really excited. I'm with Panasonic for 35 years, and I don't think we were ever disaligned with our philosophical commitment, with our actually what we do as a business, and it's happening in this market.
Has it required Panasonic to change fundamental things at various levels of the business? Obviously, you can kind of, it's one thing to kind of rebrand things that you're already doing or we're going to do, but are there other fundamental changes that are happening inside the organization that are required to make this identity shift?
So I don't necessarily think it as an identity shift. We were always, when we were a CE company, we had all the R&D and technology and manufacturing within our company. The fact that we're a leading EV battery manufacturer is because we have 100 years of technology in-house that we're always working on. So it has been an evolution. We kind of grew up, but that's how we evolved as a Panasonic. So I'm not sure if I can necessarily call it as a transformation, but definitely an evolution.
Yes. Very exciting. So how does your vision look for the future of mobility and transportation.
Right.
Obviously, we're talking about EVs and maybe eventually hydrogen-powered cars. I'm not sure.
Right.
But kind of what's the vision as you kind of look? Because I mean, for a company like Panasonic, especially someone at your level, your job in many ways is to look 5-10 years down the road and try to understand how we're going to be living our lives.
Right. So the electrification of transportation is something that we're really passionate about. From the providing EV battery, we definitely are now, and we continue to want to be the leading EV battery provider with the technology and quality. We also have a lot of products in that goes into a car, and we announced a lighter and most energy efficient stereo that goes into EV cars. That saves 67% of the energy because it's lighter and fit to the EV cars perfectly. So we have different exciting products coming into the market, and exciting. It's really exciting to be in that transportation industry.
And do you see a future of continued individual car ownership in the next 5-10 years, or do you see any kind of significant change toward, okay, now I'm going to start using, and there is an alarm going off right down the hallway. If anybody can hear that, that is what's going on right now. Until someone tells me otherwise, we're going to just continue this conversation if that's okay with you.
Yes.
So do you see, as you look at the future of automotive, do you see people owning their cars still in 5 to 10 years, or do you see everything being, the Uberification of it or self-driving cars kind of take away the need to own a car?
I think we have the awareness that what works better for the environment, we should try and adopt to that behavior. I don't think it's going to be easy changing human behavior, but Panasonic definitely wants to contribute to the evolution of a transportation that's more eco-friendly.
And of course, part of that vision, as you mentioned, also involves people being entertained and engaging with their media and their content, which is something that Panasonic is right in your wheelhouse.
Yes.
To use a car analogy, I suppose.
Yeah.
What else are you thinking about here at CES 2023? Anything else you want to share?
So we're really excited to be part of CES. We are here more than 50 years, actually, and it has been really wonderful to partner with CES and CTA and evolved into a platform that we can project what we have become in this market. I know CTA is really focused on sustainability, so we are, and we kind of want to tell that story together, and it's really exciting partnership.
A true pillar of CES. Last question. I looked up on your bio and I saw that you're on the board of the Newark Museum of Art.
Right.
Does your appreciation for art impact the way that you do business?
Absolutely. So we are our corporate outreach is heavily focused on STEM, but I'm an art major, and there's a quality that art plays in individual growing up. I don't think it's all about the science and math. We have to be a whole person, and we believe in growing as an individual and as an organization. And so STEAM is a wonderful way to really encourage that, and that's why I'm part of the Newark Museum.
Well, it's cool to see an art major in charge of such a technology-focused business. Megan Myung-Won Lee, thank you so much for joining us here in the C-Space studio of Panasonic North America.
Thank you very much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that live conversation from CES 2023. Look up the CES C-Space studio for more conversations like that, and get even more CES at ces.tech. That's ces.tech. And of course, please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss a moment. I'm James Kotecki, talking tech on CES Tech Talk.